flawless print. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mitch Austin here from Austin's Workshop, and today I have a brand new project for you guys. After watching Mortal Kombat the other day, I decided to make Kung Lao's razor-rimmed hat as seen in the Mortal Kombat movie as well as the video games. So for those of you that might not know what I'm talking about, Kung Lao's razor-rimmed hat is basically a kind of like one of those Chinese rice hats. It's basically a giant circle on his head, and Kung Lao can use it to throw at his enemies. He can summon it back to him. He can create it to spin in the air and make a power saw out of it. It's a pretty awesome weapon. Kind of think of Captain America's shield with if he had the power of Thor to be able to like summon it back to his hand and make it spin at will. So this project, the design of it was pretty simple. So instead of making a model for you guys to show, I decided to go ahead and print off a section of the hat, and here it is. This is 1/4 of Kung Lao's hat. I don't know what to name, so I might stumble and call it hat, or because there's no real name besides razor rimmed hat. So yeah, I'll try not to stumble with what I'm calling this. So yeah, so the design was pretty simple. So basically I just started with a giant circle. This hat's going to be 2 feet in diameter, so this section is 1 foot by 1 foot right there. And I started with a circle, curved it off to give it some character to it, and made a half sphere on top for the dome part on top of the head. Now originally, as you can see here where the two halves meet, you see that little curve right in there. Originally it was just a flat, just kind of L shape right there where the two circles met each other. I went to go print like that, and it turns out that there was not a really great connection with the two, that the two halves wouldn't have been able to connect properly. So I decided to add the little curve right there, and it actually gave it a lot more meat and a lot more structure to work with. So yeah, so this is going to be pretty cool. The blade right here, part where the blade would be, is kind of thin. So I'm not sure how sturdy it will be if it hits something, but I think at the end of this video we'll throw it around and we'll see how durable it is against some objects. Obviously I put the an indent on the inside there for my head, my giant head. I haven't designed a head strap yet because I'm not sure what I'm going to use. If I'm going to use rubber bands, a string, maybe some type of filament. Haven't decided yet, so we'll get to that point later. So yeah, so next time you see me, I'll have all 4 parts of the hat printed out, and I'll show you guys how I'm going to connect the pieces together. Then it's just painting and demonstrating how this hat works, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so I got all the parts printed off for the razor rimmed hat. I didn't have enough yellow. All the parts were yellow except this one. I had to use some white to finish it off. I went ahead and glued 2 halves together. I glued this one together, and I have another set exactly like this off camera. And the next step will be to take my soldering pen, and I'm going to go ahead and solder the 2 halves together. Even though they're glued together, they're not really secured, so this is going to guarantee that they're permanently sealed together, melted the plastic together. And yeah, so then I'll glue these halves together. Once these halves are solid, I'll glue the 2 halves and then glue it into one, glue it and then solder into one whole hat, and it'll be painting. And I gotta find a nice strap for the head, and I think I have an idea for it, so you guys will see in just a second. Okay, so I'm now working on soldering the whole hat together. I decided not to glue the 2 halves together. I usually glue before I solder, but I decided to test it out because I've never just soldered without gluing a piece together, so I wanted to see how strong it is without gluing. And I have to take my 3D pen because, as you can see, there's some warping here and there's some here. The connection's not that great, and I think it's because the part warped off the print table while these parts were printing. So I'll take my 3D pen, fill in these gaps, and then I'll solder it with my pen just to smooth it out, clean up as best as possible. And yeah, so we'll see how that goes. So I got all the soldering done for the hat. Everything is secured together. Next step will be to drill out some holes for the straps, probably about here and here. And what I decided to use for the strap is flexible filament, because it's basically like rope, very strong. I'm going to try using just one strand. If that doesn't work, I'll probably use 2, 3 and go from there. But we'll try one, see how it works. And yeah, I'll probably end up gluing it into the holes instead of soldering in. And yeah, then the next step will be to paint and we'll have a hat. Let's get it done. So the idea I had didn't work for the strap of the razor rimmed hat, but I came up with a different solution. So I found that the filament can be tied into a knot just like that. So what I did is I drilled 2 new holes on top of the hat, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed the string down into the hole so that way the knot sits on top and the knot's bigger than the hole, so it won't go through, and hopefully it sits a lot better than when I tried to glue it and solder it. Hopefully that works, so we'll give it a shot. Flawless print. Man, guys, this came out amazingly well. So I got the hat all painted black just like in the show. I put in some silver on the edging right there to show that it's a blade. I have to extend my arm out all the way to be able to get the full hat into frame. But this was so fun and it came out amazingly well, and this was so fun. I think I gotta do more cosplay stuff like this. Hey guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching this video as I enjoyed making it. If you guys want to see more projects like this, be sure to like, subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you're notified every time I upload a new video. And if you guys want to see different other projects, please comment below which project you want to see me make, because I go through all the comments and I take you guys' comments and take them into consideration for projects. So yeah, be sure to do that. And remember guys, if you have a crazy idea for a project and a crazier way to make it happen, don't let people tell you it's stupid if it works. I'll see you guys next time.